Pull a polo from your closet. If the label reads 95% cotton with 5% elastane, you're wearing fake cotton. Real cotton polos contain one ingredient. By the end of this video, you will know the 6 brands still making them. Brand number 1. Sunspel. Sea Island Cotton. Roughly 150 bales produced annually across Barbados and Jamaica. That is approximately 1/10,000th of 1% of the global cotton harvest of 110 million bales. The rarest commercially traded cotton fiber on earth. Sunspel, founded in Nottingham in 1860 by Thomas Arthur Hill as Thomas A. Hill Limited, a maker of luxury cotton and merino underwear, builds its Riviera polo from that fiber. Sea Island fiber averages 38 to 40 millimeters in staple length, nearly double the staple of commodity upland cotton. This is the first marker of real cotton, staple length. The longer the fiber, the fewer fiber ends per square inch, the smoother the yarn, and the longer the garment lives. Short staple commodity cotton breaks, pills and twists out of shape within a season. Long staple cotton holds its hand for years. The price of a cotton garment is not arbitrary. The fiber underneath it sets the floor. The Riviera was first cut for warm weather wear in the 1950s. It returned to global attention in 2006 when Daniel Craig wore the pale blue version in Casino Royale, walking out of the Caribbean surf. The shirt did not change after that moment. It was already the shirt it is now. Sunspel was also the company that introduced one of the first luxury cotton t-shirts to the British market around 1908, originally cut from Sea Island cotton for officers stationed in hot climates. The same Long Eaton factory in Derbyshire, Sunspel's home since 1937, still hand finishes the t-shirts under processes that have not changed in over 100 years. The current men's Sea Island cotton Riviera polo retails at $425 United States dollars, 325 pounds sterling on the British site. The fiber composition is 100% Sea Island cotton, not a blend, not a percentage, not a footnote. It is knitted in Portugal under a Sunspel specified construction the company has used for decades. The fabric is fine gauge cotton jersey rather than the heavier piqué most polos use. Fine gauge jersey reads softer and lighter on the body. Piqué reads structured and waffle textured. The Riviera is the jersey expression of the polo idea, a textile choice, not a default. Sunspel does not advertise this on a billboard. The fiber list is on the product page. The country of make is on the product page. Reading the label is reading the actual product. Brand number 2, John Smedley. In 1784, John Smedley and Peter Nightingale, the latter a relative of Florence Nightingale, opened a spinning mill at Lea Bridge in Derbyshire, England. The operation produced cotton yarn and gauze for the local industrial economy. 242 years later, the same mill is still running on the same site, Lea Mills Matlock, Derbyshire, the oldest continuously operating manufacturing knitwear factory in the world. This brings us to the second marker of real cotton, 100% fiber composition, no elastane, no polyester, no spandex. The current Smedley Sea Island cotton polo line, the Adrian model, is the slim fit reference point. Reads 100% Sea Island cotton on the inside label. One ingredient. The synthetic stretch fibers most polo brands now spin into the yarn are there to compensate for short staple cotton that would otherwise sag and twist. Elastane is the most common tell. 5% elastane on a cotton label means the underlying cotton was not strong enough to hold shape on its own. The polos are knitted on 30-gauge machines, which is exceptionally fine. Most commercial polos are knitted at 12 to 18 gauge. 30 gauge means a tighter, denser stitch with a finer hand and a longer wearing surface. The price runs from approximately $265 to $330 United States dollars, depending on configuration. Queen Elizabeth II visited Lea Mills in person twice, in 1968 and again in 2014, and granted the royal warrant the company held throughout her reign. In May 2024, King Charles III renewed that warrant in his own name. A royal warrant is not a marketing badge. It is a formal designation that the household places repeat commercial orders. Renewal across reigns is the harder signal. It means the construction held up between monarchs, not just between marketing teams. The man who has not figured this out yet looks at $300 for a polo and thinks of it as designer markup. The man who has figured it out reads the fiber list. 30-gauge knit on Sea Island fiber from a factory operating continuously since the year George Washington took office. Made in England under the same company at the same address for nearly 2.5 centuries. That is not a markup. That is the actual cost of the construction. The fiber list is one item. The country of make is one country. The factory is one factory. 3 lines of label, no hidden percentages. Brand number 3. Gran Sasso. Filo di Scozia. The phrase translates as Scottish thread, but the cotton is not Scottish. The name refers to a 19th century mercerization process refined in Glasgow that treats long staple Egyptian cotton with caustic soda under tension. The process compacts the fiber, gives it a permanent low luster sheen, increases dye uptake, and raises tensile strength by roughly 25%. Modern Filo di Scozia certification is administered by the Filoscozia Consortium, a non-profit Italian body founded in 1982 and headquartered in Milan. Certified yarn must be 2-ply, double mercerized, and spun from extra long staple Egyptian mako cotton grown in the Nile Delta. Certified products carry a registered hologram on the label. This introduces the third marker of real cotton. Yarn ply. 2-ply yarn or higher, not single ply. 2 strands of cotton twisted together produce a stronger, smoother, denser yarn that does not pill. Single-ply yarn pills within a few washes. The pilling on a commodity polo is the single-ply construction telling on itself. Gran Sasso, the family-owned Italian knitwear maker in Sant'Egidio alla Vibrata in the Abruzzo region of central Italy, is one of the few houses still producing certified Filo di Scozia polos at industrial scale. The company was founded in 1952 by 4 Di Stefano brothers, Nello, Eraldo, Alceo, and Francesco, and is now run by the 2nd and 3rd generations of the same family. The operation produces approximately 1 million knitwear pieces annually and ships to roughly 40 countries. The operation is vertically integrated. The yarn is sourced through certified Italian suppliers. The knitting, dyeing, finishing, and cut and sew all happen inside the same Abruzzo facility. The current Filo di Scozia short-sleeve polo retails between roughly 70 and 170 euros depending on configuration. Call it 80 to 180 United States dollars at current exchange. For a fully Italian, fully Filo di Scozia, 2-ply mercerized cotton polo, that is the floor of the category, not the ceiling. There is nothing on a Gran Sasso polo that is not cotton. The fiber composition reads 100%. The certification reads Filo di Scozia. The country of make reads Italy. The label tells the truth. The brand positioning works hard to obscure. Brand number 4. Drake's. A Drake's PK cotton polo retails at 225 United States dollars. The fiber composition is 100% cotton. The buttons are real mother of pearl, cut and drilled from shell rather than molded from Corozo or polyester resin. The country of make is Portugal. The construction is medium weight PK knit with a structured collar and an unfused placket. A department store polo at the same $225, and there are many, is built on a different specification entirely. The fiber composition is most often 95% cotton with 5% elastane. The buttons are molded plastic, finished to resemble shell. The construction is lighter weight PK with a fused placket and a stitched-on rather than knitted-in collar. This brings the 4th marker into focus. The button material. Mother-of-pearl buttons are cut from shell. The shell costs real money, $3 to $5 per button at scale. A 4-button polo is $12 to $20 in buttons alone. The molded plastic alternative costs cents. The buyer who turns over the placket and rubs a thumb across the buttons knows immediately which is which. Mother of pearl has weight, temperature, and translucency. Plastic does not. 3 seconds with the placket and the difference is visible. Drake's was founded in London in 1977 by Michael Drake together with Jeremy Hull and Isabel Dixon, all three having previously worked at the British heritage house Aquascutum. The company began with handmade scarves, shawls, and pocket squares, expanded into ties from a small workshop on Haberdasher Street in East London, and grew into full ready-to-wear over the following 3 decades. Michael Drake retired in 2010, and the company passed to Michael Hill, the current creative director, alongside Mark Cho, co-founder of The Armory. Since 2011, the London flagship has sat at 3 Clifford Street, the block running directly between Savile Row and Bond Street. 2 polos at the same price. One is the build, the other has not been at any price for many years. Brand number 5, Brunello Cucinelli. What does the most expensive cotton polo in the world actually contain? At Brunello Cucinelli, the answer is built into the village of Solomeo in the Umbria region of central Italy. The brand was founded by Brunello Cucinelli in 1978, originally as a cashmere knitwear operation. The cotton lines came later, but the construction standards moved across categories rather than being relaxed for them. The headquarters and primary production complex have been based in the restored 14th century hamlet of Solomeo since the mid-1980s, when Cucinelli purchased the village and began rebuilding it as the operating heart of the company. The restoration covered a 12th century church, a theater, a library, an artisan school, and a forum for the arts. Cucinelli operates the company under a stated doctrine he calls humanistic capitalism. On the labor side, the documented practice is to pay production workers roughly 20% above the standard Italian manufacturing wage and to commit a comparable share of company profits to a foundation that maintains Solomeo and its residents. The lunch hour is structured. The workday ends at a published time. The brand is vertically Italian. Design, yarn certification, knitting, finishing, and cut and sew, all routed through Italian operations under direct oversight. Current Cucinelli cotton polos retail across a wide span from roughly $570 United States dollars at the entry tier to nearly $2,000 for the heaviest constructions and specialty fibers. The fiber composition on the cotton-only models reads 100% cotton. On the linen cotton blends, both natural fibers are listed at their exact percentages on the inside label. There is no elastane, there is no polyester, there is no synthetic stretch. The buyer paying $1,200 is not paying for elastane. He is paying for Italian extra-long staple cotton yarn, 2-ply or finer, knitted in Italy on slow-gauge machinery, finished in Italy, and shipped from Solomeo by employees whose wages are part of the cost structure. Whether that is worth $1,200 to any particular buyer is a separate question. But the fiber list does not contradict the receipt. Brand number 6, O'Connell's Clothing. O'Connell's Clothing has been selling Pima cotton polos out of Buffalo, New York for 67 years. The shop sits at 3240 Main Street and operates as one of the last independent traditional and Ivy menswear retailers in the United States. It was opened in 1959 by 3 former Buffalo Bills players, Tommy O'Connell, Richie Lucas, and Don Chelf, and bought shortly afterward by Bernie Huber, whose family has owned and operated it ever since. The shop is now run day-to-day by Bernie, his son John as president, and his grandson Ethan, 3 generations of the same family on the floor. The New York Times named O'Connell's to its list of the 50 best clothing stores in America in 2024. The current O'Connell's Pima cotton polo retails between approximately $95 and $150 United States dollars, depending on style. The fiber composition reads 100% Pima cotton. Pima averages 34 to 36 millimeters in staple length, long staple by every textile standard, substantially longer than commodity upland cotton, and the closest commercial cousin to Sea Island fiber. The polos are knitted and constructed in Peru, where the long staple Pima cotton itself is grown. This is the 5th and final marker of real cotton. Country of make paired with fiber origin. Peruvian Pima sewn in Peru is consistent, a single, continuous origin chain. Italian Filo di Scozia, knitted in Italy, is consistent. Sea Island fiber knitted in Portugal under English specification by a company that has owned the Sea Island relationship for 120 years is consistent. A premium cotton polo sewn in Vietnam under a department store label is a marketing claim with no production continuity behind it. The fiber origin and the country of make should tell the same story. When they tell different stories, the brand is selling the label, not the construction. This is the accessible end of the real cotton list. Under $100 in some configurations. 100% Pima. No elastane, no blends. A clean label and a retailer that has been in continuous operation in the same Buffalo location across 3 generations of the family that runs it. 6 brands, 1 framework. Every polo above passes the same set of tests, and the framework now belongs to the man holding the label in his hand. Read the fiber composition first. If the label reads anything other than 100% of a named long staple cotton, Sea Island, Supima, Pima, Egyptian, Filo di Scotia certified, or simply 100% cotton with the staple type disclosed. The polo is not in the real cotton category. Elastane is the most common tell. 5% elastane is the polyester blend of the 2020s. A synthetic fiber spun into the yarn to mask short staple deficiencies the original cotton choice could not overcome on its own. Read the country of make against the cotton origin. Read the yarn ply. 2-ply does not pill, single-ply does. Read the buttons. Mother of pearl costs real money. Molded plastic finished to resemble shell costs cents. 3 seconds with the placket and the difference is visible. Read the price relative to the spec, not the spec relative to the price. A $400 Sea Island polo is expensive for a reason. A $200 elastane blend polo at a designer label is expensive for a different reason. The markup is on the badge, not the build. The polo category has been quietly stripped of cotton over the last 2 decades. Most of what is sold under the word polo in 2026 is a cotton elastane knit at varying markups depending on which logo is stitched to the chest. The 6 brands above did not follow that drift. They held the construction, held the fiber, and let the price reflect the actual cost. You are the man who reads specs, not labels. If you missed our breakdown on designer polo brands robbing you blind, the cotton elastane story is in there, told from the villain side. It is linked below. 170,000 men have watched that one. And if you want the broader worth it list across all of menswear, the Men's Clothing Goldmines video covers brands almost nobody talks about. 655,000 views. Both are sitting at the top of this channel. Subscribe. This channel follows the fiber list, not the marketing.